Hi, I'm John with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we're going to be showing you how to repair your appliance. We're going to show you how to install a new heating element kit for your KitchenAid dishwasher. It's a really easy job that only requires the Torx T-15 screwdriver, a small flat blade screwdriver, a pair of pliers, a 3/4 inch wrench, and a few minutes of your time. When you open the box, you'll get one new heating element kit that comes with a new control board along with a new heating element. The reason why you'd be replacing the heating element is if it doesn't heat up properly or doesn't heat at all. Remember that anytime you work on an appliance, make sure that it is unplugged or the circuit breaker is turned off so there is no chance of electrocution. Turn off the water valve to the dishwasher. Then use a 5/8 inch wrench to loosen and remove the water inlet line connected to the dishwasher. To install the new heating element kit, you're going to need to access the inside of the dishwasher as well as the back side of the dishwasher, which means you're going to have to pull it out from the cabinet structure. So start by opening it up. So the dishwasher is usually held into the cabinet structure by a couple of tabs with retaining screws. So in our case, we're going to use a Phillips head screwdriver and loosen and remove these two screws. So with the second screw removed, you can now pull the unit out from the cabinet. Simply slide it out. So to be able to pull out the dishwasher completely, you're going to need to disconnect any water inlet lines or drain hoses, depending on how your machine is set up. So now with the various lines disconnected, you can pull out the dishwasher to access the backside. So at the bottom rear of the dishwasher are two wires you're going to need to disconnect that go to the heating element. On the right side, there's a white wire. Simply wiggle it and pull it off. And on the left side, there's an orange wire. Afterwards, you're going to need to unthread these two nuts. Sometimes you can do it by hand, or you might need to use a 3/4 inch wrench. In our case, these are on a bit tight, so we're going to use a 3/4 inch wrench to loosen them. Then you can thread them off by hand. So with the two nuts removed, you can now go inside the dishwasher to be able to pull out the heating element. So now inside the machine, you'll need to remove the lower dish rack assembly. Although not required, it makes it a lot easier to remove this heating element if you remove the lower spray arm assembly. To do so, use a pair of pliers to hold on to the center, and then you're going to turn it counterclockwise, which will release it. And then you can pull it out. With the lower spray arm assembly out of the way, you can now easily remove the old heating element. Here's the old heating element next to the new one. If you already have the part, great. If not, you can get it from AppliancePartsPros.com. As you'll notice, this one's kind of rounded off while this one's squared, but they mount exactly the same way. When installing the new heating element, you need to make sure that it aligns with these two mounting tabs. Afterwards, position the two ends of the heating element into the holes at the rear of the dishwasher. Reinstall the lower spray arm assembly, put it in position, and then turn it in a clockwise direction. Use pliers to hold the center and tighten it. It doesn't need to be real tight, just a bit snug. Install the lower dish rack, put it in place, and then roll it back. With the new heating element in place, you can now thread on and tighten the two retaining nuts. Afterwards, reconnect the two wires. In our case, the white wire went on the right, and the orange wire went on the left. You'll now need to use a Torx T-15 screwdriver to loosen and remove these 6 retaining bolts. Afterwards, close the front door. So with these 6 retaining screws removed, we can now pull off this top panel, wiggle it a little bit, and it should come right off. The control board is located on the right-hand side, and we're going to need to disconnect all these wires to remove it. Now's a good time to either take a picture or note the location of each of the wires. We've already done that, so we're going to start taking it apart. Most of these, you just wiggle it, and the wire comes straight off. Once the wires are removed, you're going to need to press on these two small tabs, which will release the control board. And now we can remove the old control board. Here's the old control board next to the new one. If you already have the new part, great. If not, you can get it from appliancepartspros.com. As you'll notice, the old one has the thermal fuse here, and the new one does not. So we're going to need to transfer this thermal fuse to the new unit. To remove the thermal fuse, you're going to need to use a small flat blade screwdriver to lift up on this edge to get it to go over those tabs, and then you can remove it. Then simply pull up on it and remove it. To install the thermal fuse in the new control board is easy. Simply position it in the same place as with the other board, and then you're just going to press it into place until it clips in. To install the new control board is easy. First, position these two tabs in the openings on the side here, and then you're going to just press it down on this end until these two tabs click into place. Now we can start to reconnect the wiring. This one goes here. And then these blue wires clip in right here. And then on this main harness here, this one goes here. So originally this wiring harness here was parallel with the other one, but with the new control board it actually goes sideways and plugs in right here. And these two wires go to the thermal fuse. So with the new control panel in place, we can now take this whole unit and put it back into position, align it, and it's just going to snap into place. And now we can lower the door and thread in the retaining screws. Thread in and tighten the 6 retaining screws. Then close the front door. So with the heating element kit installed, we can now push the dishwasher back into place, but first you're going to need to take your power cord and your various hoses and fish them through the holes in the back and connect them. Just simply slide it into place. So now that the dishwasher is in place, we're going to open the door and thread in and tighten our 2 retaining screws. Afterwards, close the door, reconnect the power cord, reconnect the water inlet line, then turn on the water valve. Thanks for joining us for another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. And be sure to check out our other repair videos on our website, on our Facebook page, and on our YouTube channel.